Hey guys, obviously it's been a minute. Today I want to talk about something interesting, which is can you change niches on a YouTube Shorts channel? Now, maybe this is actually a sort of dumb question, but I actually get asked this quite a bit, so I figured I might as well make a video on it, talk you guys through my mindset and what I really think about this topic. So I used to think it mattered a whole lot more than it actually does probably, and I used to think that you really shouldn't do it or you couldn't do it. But my understanding of it has sort of evolved a little bit, so I want to talk about this today. So before I start, I want to talk about two quick things. Number one, I've been gone for a while. I know a lot of you guys know that. You can just see by my upload schedule. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life, health issues, family things, personal life. So I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much, but this community really does mean the world to me, and I would never forget about you guys ever. Trust me, bro. I got you guys. All I can do is my best. A lot of you guys know I struggle with health issues like my back and stuff. I have a pretty bad back injury, so just recording this is hard, and it's something that I've dealt with for many years, but just recently just kind of got out of control. But I really want to focus on this channel and help as many people as I can, so I really will be trying to lock in this year to really make it the best year ever. The second thing is, after a lot of consideration, I did end up making a private community. This is the first time I've ever mentioned it. You can check that out if you want. It's completely optional, of course. It's just going to be me helping you guys personally with your faceless YouTube Shorts commentary channels. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, and it's not something that I ever really wanted to do, but at this point, it just doesn't make that much sense not to do it, and I can explain why. But the honest truth is just that it puts me at an insane disadvantage compared to other YouTubers, specifically other YouTube Shorts YouTubers. I've said this before in previous videos, but I'm really not making any money from the AdSense RPM on this channel, and all these other YouTubers can upload way more and can provide more value to the community just because of the simple fact that they just have more free time. They make money outside of AdSense. Whereas for me, almost all my time is spent actually grinding out all my Shorts channels because that's actually how I make my money, which is great, but it leaves me with less free time to actually focus on projects for this channel because it's just bad ROI. Like, I'm not getting any money for this channel. So if I can build up a substantial income stream through this channel outside of YouTube, then it'll help me free up more time. I'll be able to upload more on this channel, which by proxy will help me help more people and help you guys out more. I get way too many messages asking for help, like hundreds of messages. I just can't respond to everybody, especially for free. And the truth of the matter is, guys, like, my time's valuable because I could just spend that time grinding out on YouTube Shorts and actually making money. So it is kind of like, but however, in the spirit of this channel, I'm going to try my best to not gatekeep anything. How I'm going to structure it is that if you join the private community, then you'll be able to get basically a 24/7 hotline to me so that you can ask me any questions you want about YouTube Shorts, and I'll be able to respond and help you that way. But at the same time, I'm going to be putting all of my knowledge and everything that I know onto my Moneyboy Max channel, so that way I'm not gatekeeping anything. It's just for people who want to pay me for my time, essentially. It's more expensive because I don't want a ton of people to join. I just want it to be a smaller group of people that I can manage and handle. I don't want it to be something that's huge that I can't spend individual time with people. So basically, if you just want like a hotline to me, ask me questions that I'll actually like guaranteed respond to, talk to you about your specific situation, then you can consider joining the private community. If not, it's all cool. I'm going to be doing my best to upload all my knowledge onto this channel completely for free. I know a lot of people are going to hate it. It is what it is. It's just dumb to put myself constantly at a disadvantage when I could be helping way more people. With that being said, that's my yap session of the day. Sorry for the rant. Let's get into this. So can you change niches on a YouTube Shorts channel? So the answer, in my opinion, is actually completely yes. I used to think it was less feasible. Like, I thought it mattered a whole lot more. But when you think about Shorts channels, they actually pretty much don't have a fan base. And what I mean by that is nobody gives a, it's not a personal brand. Like, nobody cares. Nobody logs into YouTube every day thinking about some, oh, I can't wait to watch my favorite Shorts YouTuber. Usually that's because if somebody thinks that, it's usually because a YouTube uploads like long form videos and shorts, or in the severe 1% of cases like Zach D Films, he's pretty much built up a personal brand on shorts. So people actually care about that. But if you're just somebody making regular commentary shorts, like probably most of the people who watch my videos or ranking videos, nobody cares about you. It's not about you. That's a hard lesson that I had to learn. And it probably took me about a year to just fully realize that nobody cares about me. And you can think that's kind of harsh. You can think that's kind of cruel. With shorts, that's just the harsh truth. You're probably not going to be able to put in so much of your personality that people actually start caring about you. And moreover, the audience is barely spending time with you because you're only there for like 30 seconds. Even if you upload 2 times a day, it's like for a minute a day if they watch all of those. So nobody cares about you personally. Nobody really cares about your channel. There's tons and there's thousands of channels every day sprouting up, probably millions of channels over the years, and this means that there's a never-ending supply of content. Yours is really not that special. Then I get like 2 types of people asking me this question, like, oh, should I change niches? So the first person has like under 10,000 subscribers, which in that case, I don't even see what the point of this question is, because you are so ridiculously small in this box. You could do anything and nobody will even notice that you're gone. If you quit tomorrow, there will probably be like 1 or 2 people commenting on your videos, if that. And most of them are just going to be other creators who are like copying you or something. If you're this small, you changing niches is really not going to have that much impact anyways. There's not millions of people who are waiting for your Zach D Films animation shorts. And the question is just ridiculous, especially when you get it from people who have like less than 50 subscribers. And it's like, dog, ain't nobody watching your stuff anyways here. I don't know what we're talking about. If the question you're just asking is, can I experiment? The answer is yes. Nobody's going to be like, oh, my favorite YouTuber with 50 subscribers started or stopped uploading rather, especially if it's a faceless channel. So this is like the first example of people who ask this type of question. And the second type of people who ask this question are people who think that their channel is dead before somebody in the comments starts talking about oh, you left out the A in dead, I know. But the second person who asked me this type of question is somebody who thinks that their views are truly dead. I'm not talking about just down for 1 month. I'm talking about like their channel has been in consistent decline. They aren't seeing any results. I mean months and months and months, and they cannot reverse the trend. In this scenario, you probably should experiment with changing your niche or posting in a different niche. The only thing is you have to give an actual good chance to this niche. So that means you have to post for like 3 months, for example, at minimum. You have to be doing this, because if you only change niche and you post for like a week, number one, you're not even getting good enough at the content. So that's not a good proxy. It's not a good litmus test of how good this new niche is anyways. And number 2, you just haven't given it enough time. Basically, nobody's going to blow up in 7 days. Even the people who are super good at YouTube Shorts largely cannot blow up in 7 days. Now, some people can. Some people have it down to a science, but I'm just telling you guys, it does take a lot of work sometimes. Even for people who know what they're doing, they still need to be putting 100% into this new channel, because a person who's at 100% skill level, but only using 50% of it is as good as somebody who only has a 50% skill level. You guys have to understand this. That's why effort is so important in YouTube Shorts, or anything really. If you're only putting in half, then you're only as good as the person who is half. So if your channel's fully dead, and it has been for months, then sure, take some time, identify a potential banger niche or sub niche, whatever you're doing, and test it out for a few months so that you can get good at it and you can also give it time to cook. Because the alternative is that you don't do well anyways and it just remains dead. So if these are your 2 options, then every single time you should be experimenting with a new niche. So the worst case scenario is this niche gets no results, and then you go back to the drawing board where you are already at, and then from that, you just have another chance to experiment again for another 3 months. Obviously, you don't need to do this every single time. I'm not saying you need to do 3 months for every single niche you try, okay? It's just generalized advice. Take the concepts of what I'm saying and apply them to your life. If it only takes 2 months and you have a pretty good idea of grasp of how the niche works, whatever you're doing, then that makes sense. You have a good grasp of it. I'm not saying it requires exactly 90 days, okay? Because a lot of the times I say stuff and people misconstrue it. Now, one issue that I do have that I think is necessary to mention for this video is that changing niches does not mean you are quitting, okay? Something a lot of you guys need to get through your head, especially if you're entrepreneurial, you're in this by yourself, you're over here grinding, maybe you don't really have any friends that you can talk to about this sort of stuff. This does not mean you're quitting. You are not a loser, you are not a quitter just because you change niches. This is changing strategy. A lot of people, myself included, and I only know this because I am one of you guys, if we quit on something, we feel like we are giving up, we feel like we're losers, but you are not quitting. It's important to reframe this as though you are changing strategy, because a lot of times things are not going to work out. I cannot tell you the amount of times that me or anybody who's successful has failed at a channel, has failed in some business venture. I'm not the most successful person, but I can definitely 100% tell you that everybody who is successful has probably failed, has probably quit certain things and changed strategy more times than a lot of you guys have even tried. Quitting is giving up forever. That's deleting your YouTube channel. That's stopping posting. Changing strategy is you're posting for 1 day, you're getting no results after a while, and so you change strategy and continue to post for 1 day, once daily, I mean. All you're doing here is that you're merely logically accepting that whatever you're doing is not working. Like statistically, logically, rationally, it's not working. And so what you're doing is you're modulating your strategy to better have a chance to succeed and hopefully get more success. So never quit, but changing strategy is totally fine. Changing niches is totally fine. However, determining this can be very hard, especially for a lot of people who don't know what the whole entire work process and what the whole journey is going to look like for them. So a lot of people think, oh, in 3 months I'm going to be at 10K or something, which is great. Be ambitious. But the person who has this goal might think at 3 months, if they haven't even got 1 penny out of it, they might be thinking, okay, it's time to quit. Which is why sometimes I tell people, watch out setting ambitious goals, right? It's totally fine to have ambition, but if you're dead set on a certain number, it can be good or bad. For some people, they really rise to the occasion. Maybe they're successful, or maybe even if they're not successful, they really have that endless motivation and drive to continue chasing this goal. But for some people, when they don't reach their goal, if it's very lofty, they'll get very demotivated and they'll just end up quitting altogether. So determining that you are where you're supposed to be, or that it's totally normal to not see any progress, is totally fine as long as it's done logically and rationally. A lot of times people message me stuff and they're saying like, I have no results. But then if you look at the last 30 days that they've been posting, they've had like the most breakouts from 30K view jail that they've ever had. And then I'm thinking like, well, you're actually more successful than you've ever been, but now you want to change? Like logically that doesn't make sense, but you're in your head because you have this ideal in your mind of where you're supposed to be. But if your results aren't good and you aren't blinded by impatience, I'm talking like 1 to 2 months, because a lot of people just can't stay consistent with anything. Doesn't matter if they do 1 niche or 2 niches. It doesn't matter. They won't stay consistent with anything they do. That's a personality trait, not any sort of judgment on the niche. That's a character flaw. But I mean, if you're not getting results over a really long period of time, change your strategy up, see what happens. You might surprise yourself. Sometimes, just sometimes, that will kickstart life back into your channel. I've had many times where a channel that I was running or dealing with, I thought was completely dead. And small tweaks, like how I worded stuff, the ideation of it, how I was doing the hooks, changed everything. So just keep that in mind. And one thing that I always say is that you literally cannot lose if you do not quit. You might not get somewhere as fast as you think you deserve to get somewhere, or maybe you never get to the place you want to be. But if you don't ever give up on that, you just can't lose. It's impossible, because it's only over when you throw in the towel. This is not boxing. There's not somebody coming and they're bashing your face in over and over again, right? You get out what you put in. For some people, it's going to take 3 years and they're going to feel like it's unjustified because they grinded way harder than everybody else. For some people, it'll be 3 months. That's how the cookie crumbles. Life's unfair. So never give up, stay consistent, and I hope that answers that question. Peace out, guys.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says you from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.